Video is for proportional and non-proportional relationships. So in a table, if it's proportional and we type this into our calculator and we do linear regression, we are going to get a B value of 0. Only if we get 0 is that a proportional relationship. With equations, there's nothing added or subtracted to the end. And in the graph, it is a nice, pretty straight line, and it has to go through the origin. It has to cross right there at the origin for it to be proportional. So for non-proportional, if we would stick the table into our calculator, into our stat list, and we do linear regression, we're going to get a B value of anything but 0. Any other number, it's not proportional. And then in the equations, you can see here that we've got something added or subtracted to the end of all these. And then in the graph may be straight, but maybe it doesn't go through the origin, and that would be non-proportional. Or it might go through the origin, but it's curved. So inside here, we're going to decide if these are proportional or non-proportional. So with a table, again, we're going to stick these into our stat list. And so here we've got a -1, 2, 4, and 7. And then our y's are -1, 8, 14, and 23. So stat calc 4. Make sure that these say list 1 and list 2. And so here I get a B value of 2. So this one is non-proportional. If we look at this graph does not go through the origin. The origin is down here. So this one is not proportional. Now looking at this equation, there's nothing that's being added or subtracted to the end. So that one is proportional. On this equation, we do have a -7. So that means that this one is not proportional. All right, now we have a word problem. A painter charges $45 per hour to paint the exterior of the house. So if I were to write that as an equation, $45 per hour, I don't know how many hours. There's nothing being added or subtracted. There's no additional cost or initial fee. So this one is proportional. If we look at this graph, it goes through the origin. It's nice and straight. So this one is proportional. All right, here's another word problem. A test prep center charges $25 per hour to tutor students taking the SAT. One student uses a coupon for $100 off his sessions. So what this is talking about, if I'd write it as an equation, $25 per hour, but then this one student can take $100 off of that or subtract $100. So as soon as we add or subtract, that becomes non-proportional. Now we have another table, so we can put the table in, 712. And you can see here that my B value is 0 this time. So this one is proportional. And then Judy leaves a 20% tip on the total cost of her meal, not including tax. So if you want to know what just the tip is, you could multiply 20% or 20 over 100 by the cost of the meal. So this one would be proportional. Now, if we wanted to know how much the total meal was going to cost, we would add X onto the end of this. But that's not going to change whether we're adding or subtracting anything to the end because it's still an X. It's not a value. So that one is proportional. All right, read the two scenarios for each state. State whether the scenario represents a proportional or a non-proportional situation. So a bird weighs 4 ounces. It gains 1/100 of an ounce each month. The bird weighs Y ounces after X months. So what we've got here is we've got a starting amount. The bird starts at 4 ounces. So he gains the 1/100 of an ounce each month. So that's our X plus the original 4 ounces that he weighed. So anytime that you have a starting amount, this is non-proportional. The track team fundraiser raises $55 per member. So all we're doing here is $55 per however many members there are. So there's nothing added or subtracted. So this one is proportional. The last one here says determine if each representation shown is proportional or non-proportional. So A is non-proportional because something is being added to the end. B is non-proportional because it's not going through the origin. And then with our table, we get a B value of 0. So this one is proportional. So that's it for this video.